Utilitarianism is one of the most influential ethical theories in modern history. This presentation explores how this idea evaluates morality through consequences and social outcomes. Its central idea is simple: actions are morally correct when they create the greatest overall good. The foundation of utilitarianism is consequentialism. According to this idea, actions are judged by their results rather than intentions alone. The key question becomes: did the action increase overall well being? It's not about right or wrong, only consequences. There are three principles of utility. First one is about equality. Simply, it means that everyone's feelings counts equally, regardless of their social status. Next is maximization. It's not enough to be a good outcome, it's supposed to be the best possible one. Third principle is its aggregate focused idea, which means total amount of happiness or pain is the final criteria. For example, if interests of 100 people against interests of 1 or even 50, utilitarianism stays for interests of 100 people. The architects. Actually, there are a lot of people who changed something in utilitarianism, but fathers of this idea are two persons: Jeremy Bentham, who developed early utilitarian theory. He believed that pleasure and pain could be analyzed systematically through what he called hedonic calculus. This transformed ethics into a form of rational calculation. And John Stuart Mill, who refined utilitarianism by arguing that not all pleasure not all pleasures or pain are equal. Intellectual and moral pleasures, according to Mill, are more valuable than simple physical satisfaction. This is hedonic calculus of Jeremy Bentham, which includes several criteria like its intensity, duration, certainty, and others to calculate feelings. Principles of this idea can be used differently. Fundamental versions are act and rule utilitarianism. Act utilitarianism evaluates each action individually. Rule utilitarianism instead focuses on moral rules that create the best long term outcomes for society. For example, lying to save 5 lives. Act utilitarianism says lying is morally right in this situation. However, rule utilitarianism says if we lie in every useful for us situation, it will destroy social trust, so it's wrong to lie. Structural strengths. Utilitarianism is simple in use, there are clear rules to use, and it's impartial for everyone. Principles of this idea actually are used now in economics, some parts of public policy, or even medical ethics. However, problems also exist. For example, justice problem. Total impartiality and being aggregate focused can justify human rights violations or dictatorship of majority or minorities. Also, maximizing requirement leads to extreme solutions like donating most of income for more global happiness. In addition, there are some problems with hedonic calculus. It's impossible to predict future happiness and practically calculate everyone's emotions. To solve these problems, utilitarian thinkers offer some complicated ways like two-level utilitarianism, which divides problems into two parts, into two levels: upper floor, when rules conflict, or in unprecedented dilemmas. In these kind of situations, active utilitarianism principles are used, and ground floor for daily questions. In these kind of situations, principles of rule utilitarianism are used. Also, negative utilitarianism, instead of maximizing pleasure, minimizes pain to avoid justifying pain for majority's pleasure. And prioritarianism changes total impartiality principle and gives extra weight for vulnerable parts of society to avoid justice and rights problems and protect their interests on a systematic basis. Utilitarianism continues to shape modern political and ethical thinking, whether accepted or criticized. It forces society to confront one question: how should human happiness and suffering be balanced within moral decision making?